District number 32 with two of the four candidates that are running. Here with us tonight, Mr. Jack Stockton and Allie Simpson. And since I'm the moderator, I'm going to make the rules, so I'm going in alphabetical order. So I think Simpson comes before Stockton. So Allie, you have first choice to give an opening statement and answer that first question.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you guys for having me. I'm Allie Simpson. I'm running for House District 32, which is most of Roane County and Lenore City. I'm from 10 Mile, where I have a small farm with my family. And I advocate for small farms with the Tennessee Young Farmers Coalition. Before the farm, I worked with the SBA to provide education and resources for small business owners. And when people ask why I'm running, I say that I'm running because I got a lot of the right kind of experience. I have experience receiving outrageous surprise medical bills. Anybody else? Yeah. I have experience working for minimum wage. I grew up in a military family, and we moved around and went to 10 different schools. And so I got to experience firsthand states that invest in their public schools and states that do not. And on the farm every day, I experience the importance of healthy soil, clean water, clean air, and good, affordable food. And another inspiration for running for office is my youngest brother, who was born with a lot of severe physical and mental disabilities. And from a young age, I helped a lot with his care. I volunteered at his school when I was in high school. And you guys, nothing makes you wish more for a fair, just, and caring world than taking care of the most vulnerable people in it. And I think we can get to that world. I really think we can, even as our state faces big problems like the rapid proliferation of data centers, closing of rural hospitals, and the plundering of our public schools by private interests. So I hope I have your vote in August and in November. Thanks, guys. And, sorry, no applause. We can't applause. Shh. All right. So this is the exact quote of the question that I got in the mail, and that's how I answered it. If elected to serve, how will you equally serve all of your constituents? So if elected to serve, I will be available to talk and meet with my constituents and learn from them. And I've already learned so much by going door to door and talking to people. There are just problems I didn't even know existed. And local politics, I think, is very important because it's where folks have the most say. And I consider it my duty to uphold that. And my constituents will always know my stance on an issue. I don't triangulate. And I'm not too proud to change a stance when folks in my district educate me. I don't plan to go to Nashville and kiss rings. And since I'm running as a Democrat, I don't imagine there will be many rings to kiss. So in order to serve all constituents, I will work across the aisle on the issues that benefit us and also be a big pain in the butt on issues that serve corporate interests. I will be a good steward of our tax dollars and help ensure our public wealth goes to improving public well-being.
The Democrat candidate, Miss Allie Simpson. Thank you, Allie. Now we're going to hear from Jack Stockton. He's a Republican running for State House District number 32.
Good evening. My name is Jack Stockton. I am the current sheriff of Roane County. I have been serving in Roane County in that capacity for 20 years. 5-term elected sheriff, the only one in Roane County history. It's been an honor to serve Roane County. There's some great people there, and we're excited about this new area that I'm trying to step into in Roane County and represent the 32nd district. I'm a person of my word. I'm a person of principle. I am there for the right reasons as a sheriff, and I'll be there in Nashville for you for the right reason to stand up and be a voice for you to represent you strongly in Nashville. Tennessee is in dire need of strong leadership. I didn't know what he was doing. I'm trying to cut me off. But if you give me an opportunity to go to Nashville, I'm a common sense type of person. I believe that every person should be represented equally and fairly, regardless of race, religion, or sex. It doesn't matter. I think that we're all Americans first, and I believe that our country is headed in the right direction with a little bit of strong leadership. I believe that this district has dire needs of infrastructure and development that need to be put in place, and I am opposed to vouchers. I am opposed to that money paying for private tuition when it's public tax money. The Constitution does not say we have to provide private education for other people's children. Amen. I am strongly opposed to that. No person in Nashville can change my mind. That's why I tell you I'm a person of principle. I believe that we need to spend $300 billion on infrastructure growth and development. We direly need that. We have 7,000 jobs coming to this area, Oak Ridge particularly, just inside Brown County. We're going to have to be prepared for that growth and development. You're going to have the water supplies, you're going to have the sewage supplies, you're going to have the power grids upgraded. There's a lot of work to be done. Thank you very much.
That question that everybody gets to answer is that why do you want to be a state representative? And no.
He gets to answer. He gets to answer the general question.
Okay, the one. Okay. You know what it is.
If elected as a state representative to equally serve each and every one of you, I will have open door policy. I will host town hall meetings, nonpartisan casework for the veterans, the DMVs, or whatever your state issues might be, whether it's helping with welfare, children's programs, whatever it is. I'm a strong advocate for the advocacy centers that help abuse children and elder abuse. Those will be my main topics, and that is part of my platform. I would create diverse advisory boards from each segment of the district. I would have accessibility for resources, communications, newsletters, public meetings, and they'll all be ADA compliance. Equitable resource allocations. I would champion funds for infrastructure projects based on needs rather than political favoritism. We went far too long the party line route. We need to worry about the American people. That's the problem with politics today, in my opinion. Thank you.
Now, these are two questions that we have that has come from the audience. And each one of you are going to answer the same question. What are your feelings about book banning? That's all the question. What are your feelings about book banning? It looked like book burning, but it says book banning. What's your feeling about book banning?
Well, I'm a reader, you guys. I'm a big nerd. I love books. Man, I got a lot of feelings about this. The kind of censorship going on in our schools shouldn't really be tolerated. There's a lot of talk about parental rights when a lot of these books get banned, but not a lot about the parental rights of folks with kids in school who might want to read these books, who might need to read these books. It serves the squeaky wheels and the busybodies. And I think a kid reading a book, it's one of the safest spaces that you can learn is engaging with ideas. So on principle, that kind of censorship really gets my hackles up. Then there should be a process to review books. But as so often is the case with a lot of these culture war issues, our state has gone a little too far in one direction, causing just causing chaos. So that's my time.
Jack, you've got a minute and a half.
Same question.
Same question.
In my opinion, the school board and the principals of each school should be allowed to handle those issues. I don't think it should be state government's issues. I think it should be handled by the teachers and the parents of all the children. If a person wants to access anything today, right here's their library. All of our children have these, all of our grandchildren have these, and you can't ban these anymore. You might put stipulations on how to use it, but they'll grab their buddy's phone, and they're gonna find out anything they want. All the resources in the world is right here in this phone. Most of the topics and answers that I have today come from AI. Okay, I'm not gonna lie to you. Anything we wanna know comes from this phone or a computer. So, I'm not in the business to ban books from a school. I just don't think that's the state's right to do that.
Thank you, Jack. Now, you're gonna get to go first this next time. And this question, I think you've already answered it, but the next question for not only Allie and you, Jack, is how do you feel about vouchers?
I'm 100% opposed. And the reason I'm opposed is because of the expenditures. We're looking at $5 billion to be spent in private education over the next 5 years is what the total is going to be. The state of Tennessee cannot afford to continue on that road. The teachers need their salaries increased. They're making a starting pay of $50,000. And I assure you that almost every person in this room is making more than $50,000 a year if you're working. The state of Tennessee average is $61,000 a year. My phone's ringing. So that's what sheriff's business is about. But if you're not going to pay your educators, then you're not going to have good educators. They're going to move on. And if the private schools is getting all the money, that's where your educators are going to go. We do that in the job workforce. You cannot continue on that route paying for private education. Tennessee will be broke. It will not take 20 years and we'll be broke. We have a surplus now that can sustain us only for 30 days. That's $2.2 billion that we have in revenue right now for rainy day fund. And our budget annually now is $58 billion a year plus. So that's a lot of money we're spending. 300 million may not sound like a lot, but when you go out here and hit all these potholes on your state highways or going down I-40 or 75, that's a lot of work we can be doing on our public highways. Thank you.
Yeah. So I'm glad we got a united front against vouchers here because I think a lot of the points have been made in terms of there are so many. It's also unconstitutional at a state level. Let's also add that to the pile. But something I want to draw attention to that's at the core of a lot of what I believe while running for office is one of the aspects of the voucher scam. For those of you who don't know, education is the biggest part of our state budget, and there's a lot of reasons we can call it a scam. And one of those is the state recently signed a $637 million contract with something called Student First Technologies. And what is that for? It's over 5 years, more than $500 million. And it is for a company, an out-of-state company, has like 1,000 employees, to vet the voucher applications. So it's a bunch of third-party nonsense, hundreds of millions of dollars, you guys, just to vet the applications. And to top it all off, they're not even good at it. Arkansas fired them and fined them. West Virginia's mad at them. And that's what we're doing. What can we use that money for? We could use it to fund public schools and individually fund public schools, because the needs in Roane County are different than needs in Nashville or Knoxville or Union County or wherever. Maybe let's put that money to use. All right.
You go ahead and go first with a closing statement. You got 1.5 minutes.
think I will use my closing statement just to touch on a few more issues that I'm pretty passionate about. Aside from vouchers, I am for raising the minimum wage. I think David Miller got a question about the grocery tax. How do you fix that budget shortfall? So I'm also for repealing the grocery tax. And part of it is maybe putting more money in people's pockets so they can buy more things. Because sales tax, our state is reliant on sales tax, as most of you know. More than half of our revenue comes from sales tax. So raising the minimum wage is also a smart choice at a budget level. It's a smart choice on every level. Legalizing cannabis, that is an important issue, because our state is just setting up for a big corporate takeover of that if and when they do legalize it. So getting money out of politics, trying to overturn Citizens United at a state level, it's a big one. Affordable health care. We don't want anyone else receiving outrageous medical bills. And those are the big ones. And of course, preserving farmland and farm profitability. There are so many things from reducing regulations for small producers. Right now, if you want to sell, you guys know what the price of beef is right now. It's crazy. And one way we can bring that down is I'm going to go on about the TDA. No, I'm not. All right, that's my time on that. And thank you guys again.
Go ahead, Jack. Minute and a half.
Thank you very much for attending tonight, and I'm going to ask you for a vote to elect me to the 32nd District of the House of Representatives. And if I get that opportunity, I will.
You gotta speak in your mic, they can't hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
It's pretty like an ice cream cone.
Right. I would be honored to serve you in Nashville as your state representative if elected. I will give you 100% of my attention, and I got big ears. I got hearing aids so I can hear you. Believe it or not, maybe that's why I got turned up too loud. I feel like I'm talking too loud. But if you give me that opportunity, I'll provide for you the best service that I can possibly give. I've done that for 43 years in my career. All I know is law enforcement, so I want to change from being an enforcement officer to a lawmaking officer and a policy maker. And the policy part of it is one of the most important parts that a state representative does. And that dictates a lot of things that affects you, the policies that are put in place for child care, health services, all those things, human resources of any sort, elder abuse, all that is part of that. So God bless you all, and thank you for having me here.
Thank you, Allie, and thank you, Jack Stockton.